Hello, everyone. It is a wonderful Sunday, isn't it? It's 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And I'm giving me a minute because I'm trying to see if this screen over here is going to work. And I'm looking at it, and it looks like it's working. So yay! Figured this out. I'm so happy. Things are aligning today. And, I think we're in a Mercury retrograde again, are we not? Did we not have a Mercury retrograde when all this coronavirus started? So I hope that is not going to be a future kind of prediction for 21, because I'm done with 21. I am ready, or 20. I'm ready to move on to 21, and some fun things happening. You want to hear some fun thing that I have? Okay, so through my YouTube journeys, as some of you know, and I guess I should say hello. I don't have a nice little intro like some of the people, like my guest today has. God, I love some of these intros. Emily Baker's is great too. I don't really want to talk any tea, so I don't think I need to give you any warnings. These are all opinions. They're nothing is proven, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know the legal stuff. I'm so new at this. So here's what this is on the side with TLC. So, this is all about a smorgasbord, because I don't know about you, but I do not have a lot of time for one solid thing these days. So a little bit of my life's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I do a little bit of cooking. I do a little bit of shopping. I do a little bit of work. I do a little bit of cleaning. I have a lot more fun than I probably should have on social media these days. But how I have gotten down some rabbit holes, and some very fun rabbit holes they are, is with SHARRELL'S World. Yes, it's a familiar name. I know she has a huge following. I do not ever think that I will ever get that large a following. Maybe I will one day if I can help enough people. But she drops some wonderful tea, and she always has me captivated. So we're going to do a little sidebar, side talk, with the most wonderful founder and hostess. So it would be host? I don't know, hostess of SHARRELL'S World. Sharrell.
Hi, Tammy.
On the side with TLC.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. It's a Sunday. I know you are way too busy for all this craziness. I know I even saw one of your drops today. So, got more tea. Keeps coming. Keeps coming. The OC keeps you busy. I know it's been keeping you busy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We talked about it, remember? Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, between the OC and LA, I don't know. I think that we're giving the United States, the run for its money right now, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Well, how are you this wonderful Sunday? And thank you again for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't even think I have to introduce you, because I think most of the people that will see this will know who Sharrell is. But I want to go on a different side today. I don't want us to have to. I want Sharrell to relax. I want Sharrell to have to put her hair down, even though your hair is already down. Her hair is already down. I should have said, let's get some wine. I don't know. Like I said, I have kombucha. Maybe I should get some wine. Because this is about you. I want to make this more about the other side of you. I know that you tried to start a channel, Sharrell's Way.
Yeah. I did that. I only post one thing on there.
I know. I keep hearing, well, I'm going to do this tonight. And I'll wait. Like, oh, no, I know your son. He's in charge of it.
Remember, it was his idea. So, yeah, we got to get around to that, because people keep talking about it. Like, are you going to post again? I'm like, I'll get to it. It's fine.
You'll get to it. Yeah. All right. So here's a fun way that I would love to do this if I can. Can I ask you some questions so people can get to know you, sort of like a rapid fire kind of question kind of thing?
Yeah.
Would you do that? Do you like games? Do you like games? I don't know if you like with Perry, married to Perry. I'm sure that it's a very fun household.
Oh my God, Perry's too much.
How long have you guys been married?
30 years.
Wow.
30 years. I know.
Congratulations. I know you have 2 sons because we've seen 2 of your sons. One of the most touching moments I saw is when I actually have it on my phone. The 3, you, your younger son, and Perry, when he came over and hugged. Oh my gosh, look at him in the car. I thought, oh, this is just joy. So a good thing happened in 2020. I do know how.
Did you see that picture Perry posted of me 19 on his social media? He thinks he's funny. I was like, oh my God, Perry, you're dead. I know.
So rules of the house, does he not have to ask you and you have to approve those before he sends that stuff out?
I should see Perry. No, I'm just no. It's weird. He runs his things, I run mine. We don't really. Sometimes he can do something and I'll not know. Because one time I actually went on the same time that he was on. I didn't know because he has his own office down the hall. So it's just a mess.
I think I heard that once. I think it was you on Instagram. And actually I heard you and I heard Perry laughing. You want to hear what I did? This is stupid me. These are the kinds of rabbit holes I get in. So I got on my computer and I'm watching him as I'm watching you. So I'm like, this is pretty funny. Their household has to be so funny around there.
Crazy, because we share the same moderators. They were like, what are you doing? I think it was my fault. He was first and I went second, I think. It was something like that. Yeah. I didn't know.
Gosh. Okay, well, we're going to have to talk about how this, because I know a little bit of the history, but oh my gosh. Okay, so that has to be funny. Okay, so are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Let's do it.
Ready? Okay, so they're going to be some rapid fire, and then I'm going to ask you some would you rather. So here we go. Ready? Mm-hmm. I should have a clock. I don't have a clock, so sorry. We're just going to have to pretend. Okay, ready? Go. What is your favorite board game?
Oh, Monopoly.
Yay! What's your favorite, or who's your favorite actor?
Oh, Barbara Streisand.
Okay, actor or actress. What's the actor? Male.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, okay. If I was to look in your phone and look for your music, what's some of your favorite music?
Oh, I like 90s music. It's like I stopped listening to music in the 90s. I'm not like updated at all.
Me too. I love it. Okay, so throw out some 90-day favorite cast members.
90 Day, Laura Jalali, Angela Dean, favorite. Who else? I got that. Yeah, those 2. That's it.
Maybe a better question. Who is your worst characters in 90 Day Fiancé? Easier?
Oh, well, I can't say because I'm getting ready to interview him on Tuesday.
No!
I figure, okay, let bygones be bygones. But yeah, this on Tuesday, you'll see like we just didn't hit it off at all.
Okay, all right. So, ooh, that's a little tea, huh?
Yeah,
if we're interested in that. But okay, all right. Okay, so go back. I can name quite a few of that. That's easier question for me. All right. So how about some favorite housewives of yours? How about some favorite housewives of Orange County?
Shannon Medora, hands down.
New Jersey.
Teresa, just because I know. Yeah, Teresa.
Atlanta.
I go back. I used to like Nene, but she's gone. So
that's all right. I think you could probably safely say that we can go future or past and present, because I think this year, at least, with a couple of, I don't watch as many as you do, but okay, so let's go. That's my ADD. I've learned from Emily Baker my issue that I have. I'm kidding. Come back. Salt Lake City.
My favorite in Salt Lake City? Heather Gay. Hands down.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I do like Whitney, though. Whitney's.
She's starting to come out of her shell, but she was quiet the first half. Like, really quiet, yeah.
Can I just say, did you see Heather with her boyfriend the other day on her Instagram Live?
No. Was it good?
Okay, so some people are saying maybe he's not her boyfriend, but the way they were chatting it up, they're definitely a boyfriend and girlfriend. He was on Below Deck, Eric.
No, are you serious? Oh my God, good for her.
I don't know. I think she probably recorded it. I think she did. He was getting hair laser removal. And so she was supporting him through his hair laser.
Does it hurt?
No, he was.
Does it hurt?
I guess apparently she said that it really did hurts. Like it zaps, like a lot of hot stinging needles are going into your skin.
Yeah.
But he was taking it like a stormtrooper, but he was definitely saying some flirtatious things. So no question about that. So yes, I'm glad that she's sort of moving on and getting into a better space.
Yeah, good for her. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite food? What's your favorite dinner?
Like Mexican, anything.
Oh,
love Mexican food. Love it.
What's your favorite drink?
Just like white wine. I love white wine. Yeah.
Okay. So would you rather be a funniest person in the room, or would you rather be the smartest person in the room?
Oh gosh, the smartest, hands down.
Or would you rather have a Lamborghini in your garage, or a bookcase with 1,000 books with infinite knowledge? Okay, so you have a lot more books.
I'm a huge reader. I love reading. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, well, it really says 9,000 books, but I read it wrong. So I guess that's probably your things. Would you rather run at 100 miles per hour or fly at 10 miles per hour?
I really am scared of flying. I do it, but I don't like it. I can't stand. I flew one time during a storm, and ever since then, it's like the plane was what was it called? Turbulence the whole way there, and then it dropped. I can't stand flying. So every time I fly, I'll take something to make me go to sleep because I can't take it.
And they say you're not supposed to take alcohol. So those two that is a conundrum for me, because do I take the sleeping pill or do I take the alcohol? Do I take the sleeping pill?
You're not supposed to have alcohol on a plane?
No, when you're taking the sleeping pills, you're not supposed to take them.
Yes.
So it's a little bit, my husband and we have a little thing that we always do before we go on a trip, and we go to the bar and we have a drink or two before we go. It's sort of like, like the send off kind of thing. Like if we're going down, at least we'll have a couple of drinks. We're not alcoholics, but that's just a good thing. Okay. So there's a couple more. Would you rather know, would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die?
Oh gosh, probably how. If I knew when, I'd be trying to avoid that day.
Right. Yeah. That's my future. Why would you want to tell the future? Because you always be worried about it, right?
Yeah.
There. And then if you could speak any language, would you rather do that, or would you rather be able to speak to animals? Or any and all language, I would say. Like if you could speak all languages, would you rather speak to animals like Dr. Doolittle? Or would you rather like to speak every language in the world?
Gosh, I probably would speak every language because I'm a talker. I like people.
Thank you very much for playing with me. I love that. It sort of gives you a sense. I have 5 sheets of these things.
Wow.
But it really sort of makes you think at some of these things. When I was thinking about myself, I was like, oh my God, would I rather eat only fruit or vegetables for 1 year? I think I would rather eat fruit. Actually.
Yeah, fruit.
But I'm sure there's somebody out there can give you a personality test to tell you all this stuff. So, Sharrell, you were going to tell us in your Sharrell's way what your daily life's like.
Oh, gosh. My daily life. So I get up probably at 6 every morning. And I did that before because my kid was in school, but now he's at home because of COVID. But I still get up at 6. I try to be ready to go by 7. So I get up, get dressed, and I'm sitting in this chair till at least about sometimes 6, 7 if there's a block party, all day on the phone. I don't leave this office. Me and Perry can stay in this office for a whole day.
You seem to be doing it 7 days a week. I mean, I always see, and being on this side of it now, editing and getting those videos together takes so much time.
So much time. You got to talk to people on the phone. Some people are long-winded. You got to check the stories because if you're ever wrong, Oh my gosh. Like no one understands. It's just a lot. It's busy. But I mean it's rewarding sometimes.
So tell me, I know that because Perry and we both shared our love, well, I couldn't say love, but our interest of the metro. We happen to be living in the same areas then.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up? And then didn't you move out of state? You were in California and then you just went into Nevada. How did you end up into Nevada?
My son said, I'm graduating college. I just think, we all been here before because we used to live in California. And he said, I just want to raise my children in Vegas. And at the time I thought, okay, because I want to stay close to my children. I lived in Virginia at the time. So I go, okay, yeah, I miss the West. Let's go back to the West. So we moved here. But then I thought, raising kids in Vegas? It was like before COVID, the 20 hours, the city's 24 hours, you can get in a traffic jam at 2 a.m. Okay. And it's getting very crowded. Everyone's coming over from California.
Yeah.
But it's still a good place to live because you have the busy parts, but then you could kind of live in the suburb areas, which is still Vegas. Like everything is, they don't have suburbs yet, but just live out. And then if you could wake up at 3 and like, I'm so bored, and just head down to the strip or just head to that part of the town. And It's always something to do. Like street dancers, it's always something to do. That's the part no, they do. People go and perform, they sing, they dance, they have the little, it's crazy. But then after you move here, you're never going to go to the strip because you're going to, okay, that's for tourists. You're going to go to Fremont Street, but it's just as bad. It's very crowded.
So let me ask you, so do residents actually go to the strip and I couldn't see myself as a resident living there. See, I'm not a gambler. That's when we talked about, going to Vegas. I don't gamble. I don't really like going into casinos, things like that. What else do you do as a Las Vegas resident? Tell me some things what else you do.
Well, everything is in the hotels. If you want to go bowling, hotel. You want to go to the movies, hotel. You want to go to the zoo, Mirage, hotel. They got the zoo part. Everything, life revolves around the casino. You don't have to gamble. You might, nice restaurant, hotels. We just went the other day to like the Titanic, the museums, hotels. So everything's in the hotel. Everything's in the hotel. So you think you're not going to go that well. So you're going to get tired of the strip because every time some guest comes to visit you, they're going to go to the strip. But then there's life outside the strip. Where are little miniatures of the strip. Like there's like casinos on every corner.
Right.
Like I live by the M, which is not in the crust of the strip, but it's still on the strip. So life revolves around the casinos. It's really weird.
Right.
It's different, yeah.
It's sort of like the high desert because that's sort of where I've lived a lot of my time is in the high desert in Palm Springs, La Quinta, Indio. Everybody lives in communities there. So it's like what the community is that you live in. You go into I don't know, some of your communities, like I'll tell you some of the desert. So they're the Reserve or Bighorn or Indian Springs or whatever and you sort of know what the level of the person is by where they live, right?
Well, I had people that lived in Rancho Mirage. That's kind of still in that same area.
Morningside and So there's and I think that's way as much as I've seen Vegas, that's it. Now I know you have Summerlin, which is out there, and then they have the Red Rock, that whole beautiful area. Like, would you say that's sort of like a strip because they have some great little shopping there?
Yeah. So if you live in Summerlin, the casino there is called the Red Rock. It's across the street from the mall. So all of they have a mall called Downtown Summerlin. So it's weird. Okay, so Vegas is small. It's small. Remember, you're not going to drive any more than 15 minutes to get anywhere. So that's different than LA. Like LA is at least 20 minutes to an hour every time you're going somewhere.
Right.
And remember, I used to go from San Clemente to Mission Viejo. Newport Beach. Like that's a drive. That 405 was a beast.
Everything around here now is crazy. The 55, the 4, even our toll roads are hitting.
No, really? It's insane. But I go to LA at least 4 times a year because I still have family there. But Vegas is different. So nothing's more than a 15-minute drive. So everything is close. Like anything you can think of, it's close. Like if someone comes over and they go, oh, let's go get something to eat. And I go, what do you want? And they go, what's around? And I go, everything. Because it's like, I don't know. It's designed for tourists. So there's lots of eateries here, almost too many.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of entertainment, almost too much. Like they have this club. This is in Fremont Street where you're on roller skates. It's so fun. Yeah, it's so fun. Like
the guests are actually on roller skates?
Yeah, you're on roller skates. Mm-hmm. The club, and you just on roller skates and you dance around. I mean, it's just so much to do, which you might like because it's a lot to do in California too, but it's driving and everything is indoors here. So we have like a Magic Mountain, but it's indoors. It's called Rancho California. Isn't that what it's called from across the street from Disneyland?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, California Land or something like that, or something like that.
California Adventures is called.
Yeah.
Well, like we have one of those here, but it's indoors because it gets so hot, Tammy. I'm not going to lie to you. In the summer, but it's only 3 months. And when I say hot, I'm talking like 115. Like,
do you have humidity?
No. I mean,
so it's dry heat.
It's dry heat. It's dry heat where you got to keep your skin moist and everything. But after that, we actually have 4 seasons. People don't know that. Like it gets just as cold in the winter. Like we were out. So Christmas time is the best time of year in Vegas because they have all kind of Christmas things to do, parades. And I was at the Rio and they have like a carnival outside. So cold. It gets really cold, but then we have 4 seasons. And like this year we got a little bit of snow dusting because we live in the valley part and there's mountains all around. So if you want to go to the mountains and be in snow, it's like a 40-minute drive to Mount Charleston. Have you heard that?
Yeah. My husband's a cyclist. So when we go, and as I say, we have friends that we go there quite often, he will take off really early in the morning. And he says it is so gorgeous. Up just right up the mountains, and people you would never even realize like Vegas is right down there. These gorgeous mountains are right there. So
yeah. And sometimes if you snow, you'll go and you'll park on the side of the road and you just get out and play in the snow and then you just go back home.
I can't. I know that I can't. I think more the beach. We only have we have 2 seasons, I would say. It's either spring kind of and winter. I mean, we have summer too, I guess, but I miss a true winter. I miss raining a lot. You know, we get what 4 or 5 days here almost now. Unfortunately, I know that sucks.
The California special. It's different. I just got tired of it because I lived there for 14 years.
Okay,
but it's always home. I don't know. It's always home.
Really?
Because my family's there. Yeah. So
you moved from Virginia to California to Nevada?
I was born in Michigan. I moved to California when I was 8. I met Perry, who was in the military. Then he got stationed in North Carolina. Then we moved to Atlanta. And then we moved back to California. And then Virginia, and then Vegas.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Okay. So out of all of those, what is your favorite? I know you said home's California, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's your favorite either. Or does it?
What? My favorite? Well, every place is unique. Like Atlanta was really like turning into like New York. It's not a like it's just, they have one freeway that everybody shares. This is called the 285 that goes around in a circle. It's like in like Atlanta, I thought would be southern, and no, it's like I just call it the New York of the South. So that was cool when I was in the mood for that. Or, you know, I adjust my personality to every city. So when I lived in Atlanta, I wanted to be a writer. So I had a bunch of writer friends. And so that was fun. Atlanta was cool. My favorite. I think my favorite is Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much to do there. It's incredibly how much. I know that when we go there, I feel sometimes so old because there's so much to do. And I just like to hang because it's like beautiful. You go to the pool.
Yeah. So much to do. Yeah.
That's a good thing to know, though. They do have 4 seasons. That's wonderful. Taxes, we know the benefits are there because a lot of people are moving in from California for the tax benefits. Oh, so real quickly, I was watching a YouTuber. He has quite a fun, I'll have to put it up. He has fun. He's a young 20-year-old who's a millionaire. He critiques people's how much they pay and what their structure is and like their, I guess their budget, so to speak. Have you heard of him? He said that he just recently moved from California. He bought out looked like it was near the mountains, right up against the mountains in Las Vegas in a new development. They have probably only about 6 homes so far there. I think he spent $1.1 million. And from the taxes he's going to save from moving from California, he will have that house paid off in 2 years.
I don't think it can't possibly last when I tell you people are moving in from all over, not just California, but a lot of Californians, Chicago. It can't keep going like this. Something's got to give, don't you think? So I'm trying to buy a house, and every time I go to buy a house, so I buy houses a lot because I flip them. They're like selling out like one day. Like I'll go and I'll be like, oh, let me go think about it. And then I'll come back. I'm like, you know what? I want to get that house gone. Mm-hmm. So now, like literally, the last house I bought, I was like, let's take it. Like it's like that. Like right now, let's take it. And it's supposed to be like, you know, not the best economy right now, but houses are flying off the shelves. It's crazy.
There's so many. So as I mentioned before, as people know, this is going to be a little segment for the real estate portion of it. But so the most important thing in some of these wholesale deals are that people have to be distressed, right? And there just isn't a lot of that right now because there's a lot of equity in these houses and the market's so high. People don't really want it. You would really have to get to people with probate issues or divorce issues, you know, something like that. Yeah. But otherwise, you're right. There is so low demand of housing out there that you can't keep up with it. So, you know, we're at a high right now, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. People also say the market, people don't want people in their house. So they don't want to put their house up for sale yet until after the virus because they really don't want people coming through their homes.
Well, that's true. I mean, I have a friend that lived in Canada. She lives in Canada, owns a house here in Vegas that she used to use for a summer home, but they closed the borders. Did you hear this? Mm-hmm. So she couldn't get to her house, so she rented it out as an Airbnb.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's another little side business. People are trying to you run your own little Airbnb. So you can call people that are renting their houses and try to rent those houses and then turn it into an Airbnb, of course, with their, you know.
A special license here in Vegas. They just started it. At first, it was only Henderson. Because if you start doing Airbnbs here, then no one's going to hardly stay at the hotels. Mm-hmm. So they make it very, very hard in Vegas to get an Airbnb.
You bring up a good point. Okay, so I was just calling on a deal yesterday and talking with an agent on a house that I wanted to put an offer in on. Mm-hmm. And thank God she got into delving into why I was, asking her. So I explained what kind of investment that I was looking for. And she said, do you know that we have a moratorium for short-term rentals? Like, what are you talking about? This is an area in the desert where it is prime for it. You don't have gated community. There's no homeowners association. So you don't have to deal with that. It is a sort of a sketchy, you could have a $900,000 house right next to a $200,000 dilapidated, like Uncle Buck's trailer out in the front yard, right? So I was like, I would think that they would want people, encourage it, because you're going to go in, you're going to make that community better by creating that house and rehabbing that house. But she said, no, they're trying to lock everything down.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and it feels like Corona's not going away. Like, I thought by this time, when it was summer, I kept saying December. But now it's December. I'm thinking June, maybe June. And they're saying there's another strand. And it's just like changed everything for everybody. It's crazy.
It did. So what would you say? All right. So we have so much to talk about, but I know we only have like half an hour. So I'm going to sort of jump all over the place. Okay. And rein me back in if you need to.
Okay.
Wait. We're not finished with that. Let's go back over and finish this, Tammy. I wouldn't mind. So, tell me, in 21, what were some things that you learned for the better and that you learned for the worst? I mean, 21 really, but we have to I'm a person that you make lemonade out of lemons, right? You got to find some good with the bad. So are you a bad first, good later, or good first, bad later?
I'm told. I think I'm very positive. I'm told I'm not. I'm told I'm not at all. I'm cautious. So what was the bad part of 2021?
Yeah.
I had a lot of deaths in my family.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the worst part. One of them was for Corona. But she got it. But she got it. Her immune system was already weakened because of cancer. So that was bad. That was devastating. So, but you get up every day and you keep going. Doesn't that suck?
It does. I mean, we just have to do that these days, right? So, okay, you know what? I'm going to go back. And say, for 2021, do you know what vision boards are and motivational kind of stuff? Yeah. Did you do any, I guess you do your New Year's resolutions. I don't like to call them resolutions because it seems like it's already set up for failure, which is it. So I say 21 goals. Did you have any goals that you set up for this year?
I did.
What are they?
Really did. Well, I feel so bad saying this. I had shallow goals for the year. Like, I wanted to make a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Yes. Killed it. I did that. I want to my goal is always to stay close to my children. So I have two boys, and you know how your kids grow up and they move away? I'll go with them. That's how I'm in Vegas. I want my family like this. I don't know what it is. So
what happens if they move away? I mean, that requires your two sons to be together.
I think of tricks. So my son, so he moved here because he was in advertising. He wanted to work somewhere on the strips with all those billboards and stuff like that. So he was going to move to New York. This is so bad, Tammy. I don't know how I can tell you this. So bad. So he just got married and he had a new baby. And so he was like, I want to go to New York because I want to live in the big city. And I'm like, okay, what can I do? How can I trick him to stay here? Just really trick him to stay here. So, will you go with me to get a house? Because that's what we do. We buy a house. So what do you think of this house? He goes, oh, I love that. I love it. This is great. you know, da 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 da. I said, okay, you like the house. So then I said, go back. Can you go back with me to this house and tell me what you think of it again? And he comes back and goes, still love it. And I go, guess what? I brought him my house to stay in Vegas.
That's not trickery, Sherelle. That's called bribing.
That's bad.
Bribing.
That's so bad. He's awake one day like, I am so sick of her. I got to get away from her. I don't let them breathe. And then not only did I get in the house, it's like 8 minutes from my house.
Oh, that's so awesome. I know. I have 2 stepchildren, close to them, not close to my son. He's up in the Bay Area, and I am actually. That's one reason. Another good reason, and that's on my vision board. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this in a second. What's on your vision board? A vision board is a place up there. So I'd like to get a place that I can have my mom stay at, and I can go and travel to, and then my son, we can be at.
Yeah, got to keep that. Everything I do, every decision that I make around my family, got to keep that structure strong and together, especially since, we had three deaths, all of cancer. Isn't that weird? It runs in my family. Yeah.
Well, what, 1 in 3, or is it 1 in 2? Now get it. I think 1 in 2 actually Americans get. Yeah, it's awful. Statistically, you almost come out of the womb thinking, okay, you're going to get it, because basically out of the 1 out of 2, it's awful statistics. Yeah. So you're right. And sometimes when I think of all this negativity that goes around in all of these social media realms, I think you're so smart. Why don't you take some of that energy and go solve the world's problems, like starvation, overpopulation. We have the environment now, the environment that's going to crap because of the things we're doing. But
it's so weird. Remember that day we were talking about, someone said something bad about, I don't know, one of the housewives, and I really go through a lot on YouTube with all the back and forth. But when I cut it off, I cannot think about it. Like, I cut it off and go back to my family, because that's just life, So, and I go through craziness all the time, but I make sure I take some time off. Like, I'm getting to that point right now. Like, I'm going to be gone for like a week or 2, and you'll know, oh, she's tired. So I work till I can't do it anymore, and then I just shut it off. And
so pre-recording, so maybe you could just keep going on.
No, I'm going to be gone. You haven't noticed before? Or I just go.
I have noticed, but then it makes, okay, so let me just tell you, as part of our standing or your viewership, I get afraid when people do that. So there's been a couple of people, because we think, oh crap, what's gone on now? So then you go on to other people's. That's just like a reflex now, because there's been so much strange things going on out there. So maybe, like your phone, like a voicemail would do, maybe you could just put an icon over your SHARRELL world that says, I'm
that one time.
I'm gone fishing or something.
I mean, maybe. So what'll happen is I'll work to the point where I wake up one day and I go, I can't do this anymore. I can't get out of bed. And I'll sleep for like a week. And then the next week I'm just bumming around the house, just watching TV, something I don't even get a chance to do, because you think I watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of those shows, but which you start to not like because you're watching them all the time. But I don't watch a lot of TV.
So let me, okay, so I have 2 ideas. So I'm also going to do a timestamp in here so people know what's going on. So let me ask you, for the upcoming YouTuber, that's trying to do this, and that would be me, including me. YouTube University is great. There's so much out there, but you've gone through quite a bit. I mean, you've gone through good, and then you got some thrown bad stuff in there.
Yeah.
Of course, I get the pleasure of saying that I followed you through some of that bad crap.
I know. Thank you, Tammy.
That was crazy. I mean, I remember somebody was telling me, oh, I know. So shout out to Jolene. We talked about Jolene and Busy.
Yeah.
Blue. Jolene, they have a fun little series, and they had really started to get into a lot of this tea, and they were getting into it, and they got so much into it, then I think they started getting named, and Jolene's not about that, right?
Oh,
To her, she's a comedian. I actually saw her in Hollywood. I went and saw her in
really?
stand-up. Yeah, in Hollywood. It was great. Chow was there. What's her name? She's a great comedian. Something.
Margaret?
Yes, Margaret Chow was there. So it was wonderful. So she doesn't like to. Her job, and I totally get it. I started watching her years ago. She does it to make it funny. Mm-hmm. So she will, bring up some current things. And let me tell you, you have to think about it. If you step aside from it, and I know it might be hard for you because you were in the thick of it.
No, I love them. They crack me up.
But you got involved with some YouTubers that just were not very nice and were trying to take you down. And boy, that was a rabbit hole, being up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm on my Instagram like, oh my God. Yeah. You would get a ding in the middle of the night. Somebody's going live. Like, oh my gosh, this person. I can't believe it.
So bad. I used to love YouTubies before I had one. I would be like, oh, this person said this. And then I'd run over to the other channel and say, oh, this one said that. And then I'd run back and I would get into them. Like one time Tasha K had one with Lovely Tea. And they did like a 3-hour live one night. And I was just up until you live it. Then I was like,
yeah.
It's the worst.
I'm going to do a series or two, and maybe you would mention something about, and we'll take time if you want. I don't know if you want to mention it about, you had an idea earlier about that idea that you had with some women talking, and that could be an idea because I'm telling you, I think that, and I think Shadow Bador, true to this point, and Bronwyn, true to this point, you signed up for a reality show. You sign up for anything that you're going to be a celebrity of any factor. I mean, even me putting myself out there to the lowest realm that I am versus you to a very high successful YouTuber. Yeah. You're going to put yourself out there. Now, how much privacy do you sign away? How much privacy? I mean, is it the amount of money that you're going to get paid? Is that what dictates how much privacy should be given away? We're coming in to a new society, and I've been told this by some spiritual kind of guiders too, that we're changing and our dynamics within our whole culture is changing. What do you think about that?
I think it's no such thing as privacy anymore. When I first came in, I came under my middle name, Sharrell. My name is Trina Sharrell Rogers. And I came in under Sharrell, not even thinking privacy. That's just, I was like, okay, it'll be a distinction between work and then who I really am. So if someone calls me Trina, I know you know me. Okay. And if you call me Sharrell, then you're a YouTube person. Mm-hmm. I would say I wasn't on the internet very long when someone doxed me. They put all my address and then all the homes that I owned. They would send letters to my renters, family members. Like, it got crazy. When people know where you live, it's not very, you can't hide anything these days. So then I wanted to be open. So, okay, I'm not going to be closed anymore. I'm going to be open. So when I had that argument with John, this is in the, for being open, I'm just going to be open and we're going to work things out. Or I would have never, I really thought, let's just be open. Let's just work it out. And that turned into the worst day of my YouTube life. So I vacillate now. If you're too closed, they'll be like, what are you hiding? Why are you calling yourself Sharrell instead of Trina? This is my name. But you're fake. Your real name is Trina. If you're too open, people go, do we need to hear all this? So right. I don't know. I haven't found a happy medium yet. I don't know which is which. Because now
that medium might even change. I mean, depending on the day with all the viewership, isn't that your guide?
No, because I got a lot of viewership from that big argument, but it wasn't worth it. I didn't want that kind of viewership. So yeah, it was. What do you think you're going to do if you're on long enough?
Here's my thing. And I guess, it depends again what the goals are. And I think we talked about that with your idea is what are the goals? Because I mentioned I started this. You'll see the very first video I did was probably about 7 months ago. Oh. And then I had this great idea on the side of TLC. So I'm going to do some cooking, a little bit of cooking, a little bit of health, a little bit of exercise, a little bit of travel, lifestyle. It's just going to be a side of everything, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw you go through all of that. And that, oh my gosh, that made me reconsider so much. It's like, so if somebody could just do that to you, because again, I had a fake name. At the very beginning of this was going by a different name because I thought too, but then I thought anybody could get your information, right?
Yeah. So
then if you don't go with your real name, then immediately people are going to say, well, you don't have your real name over there.
Yeah, I know. What do you do? Like, I haven't figured it out yet. Like, if I'm too open, they go, why are you handling this in the public? You are so unsincere. If you really meant that, you would handle it behind closed doors. And then if you handle it behind closed doors, like, what are you hiding? Like, it's just, I don't.
So what do you suggest to a YouTuber that just wants to start this? Because a lot of people are starting this right now. How do they name themselves? How do they still get some privacy? Or do you expect not to have privacy?
I would say the latter. I would be honest. The backlash from not being honest gives other people to tell your narrative. So they had this big old thing why I didn't use my real name. I was like, what? Right. Where did you get that from? Yeah, she's hiding this and that. And at least you're in control of how it's presented if you tell it yourself first. So it was hard going through what I went through with that big old argument. But that day, when he just turned on me.
Yeah, that wasn't right.
When I went live back on my channel, I got a lot of support. People were like, I can't believe that just happened to you. I
want to come through that thing. You're like
worst YouTube
Wolverine.
Worst YouTube time. Because remember when he went to the cops? I was They're trying to get me arrested. Like, what's wrong with you?
So the very first time you had him on, oh my gosh, now we're going to go on a tangent. Maybe, I don't know. We only have 11 minutes, but quickly, and I could sense that you can sense there, but sometimes I think your good heart doesn't allow you, it clouds your head. But there was something tweaky about it. And you put somebody on, I trust you. I'll go and I'll go to that person.
I didn't get that, Tammy. I didn't get that. A lot of people said, "Oh, I'm just watching this person because they were on your show." I didn't get that at first. I was just talking to someone. So, okay, hey, you want to talk about this? Let's go on the show and talk about it.
You're right. You're probably right. Like the other KJ, when I went to her, after probably seeing her, watching her 4 or 5 times, I knew something wasn't right. I did not like her style. I didn't like how she was portraying herself to be a journalist and the way that it was not journalism, right? Not saying anything bad. It's just, I tell it what it is. Be honest with me. If you're giving me tea, give me tea.
Yeah.
Don't go after people like you do. Don't do what you're doing. So that was not either. But you know what? I have to say, in all of the end, you learned some great lessons, didn't you?
I did. So KJ, I found out was being unethical. So I tried to bring it to the public's eye. Now, I know another blogger now that is really that way, but I won't say anything. It's not my place. That's what, she's changed me. And you've seen the show that I did with Emily. It's just a lot. I don't know how to explain it.
It's a lot.
First of all, I've never met anyone who lived their life like that. That takes a lot of time on on her behalf to do all of that. Like we named everything down in the video. Like she did this and this. Like when I do an interview with you, that's going to be it. I'm going to close it off and that'll be it. And then I go back to my private life. I'm not on the internet all day long. Like even after I'm doing my job, it's just, I can't, she's just weird. I think
it goes more to the intent is what you were saying. It's like, what is this channel for? And I think it goes to the intent of what you're on it for. I'm not interested in the monetization. If that comes and it helps because I'm doing something, I'm going out, then that's great. I love it. Mm-hmm. I support people. And I think that that's just an awesome way of doing it. If that's the case. So if people like that, if their intent is to go in it and make money, that's going to be, you're going to see that, right? You're going to see those awful things that are coming out because they're going to be shrewd to do anything for money.
Yeah. Maybe right? That's her problem. Maybe. Go ahead. Yeah.
So if that's the intent, if the intent is like me, I want to do it to share information. I've seen so great communities grown from different YouTubers, and those communities are wonderful. And I've seen some of the things, testaments from some of these ladies that have said, oh my gosh, we've shared this and we've shared these ideas together. I want to build that. And so that's what I'd like to do. If there's a way that I can help somebody with getting onto a dairy-free diet, if there's somebody in a YouTube, for example, that is listening to Sharrell and can hear something from her, that's what I want to do. So my intention is to just share information, grow a great community with information.
That's a good thing, a good way to look at it, and always remember it. Because some people can stray. Like say you go into it and I just want to share good information. You start making money. You don't realize it. Like, oh my God. If that becomes your new intent, then you've strayed. Right. And then it turns into something that is not supposed to be.
Yeah. I truly believe if you're passionate about what you want to do and you have an interest, you're going to be successful at it, right? Those people that are doing it, I think, for negative reasons, I think eventually karma catches up with them.
I hope so. I'm just saying, some people, like, no offense, let's just take KJ. You're doing so much damage that you shouldn't be on anymore. Like, it's just, you've ruined it. What it was meant to be. You ruined it.
Amazingly enough, there are people that follow her, and there are people out there that is their bowl of jelly. I mean, that's their candy. That's their bowl of candy. I don't know.
Strange, isn't it?
Not mine.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. She has quite a few followers still through all this, and I don't get it, but I don't need to, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
She stays in her lane.
Yeah.
I'll stay in my lane, and you don't like me, you don't like her, don't listen to her.
Yeah.
But don't go after each other, right? But then again, okay, so in my ex-husband, I had a psychologist or psychiatrist tell me something, and this is what I felt about that whole JY event. Is like, if you're talking to this individual, it's going to be like, just go to a wall, just stand next to a wall for a second, right? Go bang your head against the wall. So don't do it. Just don't go there.
I'm going to say this, and at the end of the day, when I stepped back and took a look at the whole situation, I kind of felt sorry for him.
Mm-hmm. I did too.
Like, because it's like, you have so much potential, but you got to see it in yourself first.
And I think he's getting better. I grabbed a couple of things, and it looks like maybe he's in a better house or a house that he actually got into. I don't know. I don't pay attention to it anymore. My time is so limited now, and I really, for my 21 goals, I really had the limit of what I was going to do. In fact, I have a daily planner. Do you have a planner? Do you go by a planner every day? Like,
I don't have a planner, but I have V that says this is what you got to get done today and stuff like that. I mean, because like you said, it gets really crazy.
I love it. I have a V. No, I don't
I
have
have
a
a
planner.
V.
I have a V.
I have a V. So that's another thing is like having good people around you that you trust, that understand the vision and the goal to keep you on track. Because if I didn't I don't think I can go through this alone, the things that I went through. But like you said, that day, it was my husband, it was my son, but it was also V, it was also Andrea, it was also Gio, like behind the scenes. So it's kind of cool to keep keep good people around you. That's all I can say. And even if I started out thinking they're good, if they're not, they reveal themselves eventually. It's hard.
So I call it my inner circle.
Yeah, that's it.
I have some friends that have that I keep reminding. You have to keep people in a very close inner circle, right?
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, if you don't, sometimes that could happen. So just keep that inner circle. But then again, as I think I was even typing to you once in the chat, I was hollering. I even was in caps, and I know the mods don't like caps, but you got to keep your heart open too, though, because you can't be crude, and you can't be one of those really, because that's not, I don't think, what your viewers want. They want that.
I think I'm coming out of it. I really closed my heart. But after a while, the good people will present themselves and the bad people will present themselves. And you just kept popping up. You just kept popping up every time. Like if I was really going through something, you'd pop up, be like, you'll be okay. And so we should really look into that idea.
Yeah, I would really like to. So in closing, I know I would love to do this again. And I'd love to have you on in some of my other things. I'm going to do a vision board live. Have you done a vision board before?
I don't do vision boards, but I do like meditation, like just kind of close my eyes and kind of say, not even pray, just like talking. I can't describe it. Like it's just meditation where I just close out the world and it's just me and my thoughts like that.
So, vision boards are great, because they say that you can make things happen if you just put it in front of you. What is that word? I know Christina with Big Brother, she was always using it. Escapes me out, but you do a vision board. So I'm going to do one of those lives. What's coming up for you in 2021?
Well, I'm coming out of a bad year with all that craziness. So back to peace. So that's good. My what do you call it? Energy flows. I'm a real creative person. So my creative energy started again. I was thinking about you before you even said that. Before you invited me on the show, we had a good conversation and I was like, that's chemistry. And then I had another conversation with another person. I was like, I got in my head, I have a feeling this is going to be a good idea, Tammy. I really do.
I think so too.
Do you? Like
I do.
My energy, my creative is coming back again. I think it's going to be great.
I do too.
Yeah.
So take whatever time you need. But again, give us a warning. Give us fans a warning out here. Did I read somewhere in your chat that actually we now have a name? Your crew has a name. See, I call people side crew, even though I really don't have a side crew yet. I think maybe I have 18 people. Oh yeah, subscribe, like all the other stuff, whatever.
Yeah. I don't have a name yet. I just call my moderators my mod squad.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna have to get a name. We have like what, almost 200,000 of us.
Yeah. Over.
Can you believe that? 200,000.
I know. But listen, all the time, no one believes this. All the time that I'm growing, I'm not looking at that. This is not until this last episode when people go, you can't just come on and say what you want anymore. Like I would come on and talk like I'm in my kitchen or, whatever. I'm not looking at that at all. I'm just saying, oh, this is a good idea. Or, oh, I had fun doing this and that. And so people would look at me weird, like, you came on and you said this. I'm just talking. Like, I'm just talking. So now I really try to watch what I say, because that was not my goal. I didn't care if I had 1 subscriber or however many. I just came on and did, like you are doing, things that I felt good in the heart.
Right.
It'll change later when you get, then you'll realize, because I said something one day and it caused a huge uproar. And I was just talking, never once. You know, you get people that follow their numbers. I was never like that.
Ever. Yeah, the analytics about it, when you should post, what?
Not me. If I get up in the middle of the night and I feel like making a video, like that's why it's so inconsistent, then that's what I'll do. I had to change. I've changed now. I don't like it as much because it's more rigid, but I'm just going to keep surrounding myself with good people and doing things that feel good. And I think this feels good. Doesn't it feel good? This next idea that we have.
I do. I'm excited too. And I will very much enjoy, I know, hopefully, as I told you, I want to get to Vegas sometime, like I said, very soon. So I would love to be able, we're open here now. We've reopened. Yes, they've let us reopen, and well, outdoors, not indoors, but outdoors. Vegas, I know you guys have never really even closed.
Yeah, we did. They closed the casinos down.
Really?
Like, on any given day, there were at least 100,000 people on the strip. No joke. I'm not exaggerating. When they closed the casino down, they're probably like, I probably passed like 5 people. It was crazy. It really closed down, and they gave you, when you go in, temperature and hand sanitizer. It just changed completely. I just wish it comes. I miss Vegas, even though I live here.
Like, is it reopened? It's not reopened yet?
No, not yet. Open? Everything started closing. There's a close time now. Everything used to be 24 hours. So
wow, I thought you guys were open again. Things were happening.
Hopefully, they say the numbers are going down. Did you hear that?
Yes, and that's why they allowed us to open up. I think that they finally allowed us to open up because they weren't controlling us heathens out here in Orange County and Los Angeles. We don't pay attention to rules anyway. Mm-hmm. So you might as well let the restaurants do something. I mean, seriously, Sherrell, I have some footage that I was going to put out, but my husband said, don't put that out. Do not put that out. You will get a lot of hate.
Is that why Kelly Dodd keeps getting in trouble?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You walk down on Huntington Beach, and of course there's outdoors. So they've allowed the main street. They put the, little sequestered areas, but no plexiglass, nothing. But they've moved all their tables out into these small little areas. So you maybe have like 3 feet in between your back and somebody else, maybe. Not even 3 feet. You have 2 feet. We were walking. No joke. We were walking.
Just got in trouble for that. She was posting eating at a restaurant.
I know where that is.
People went crazy.
I know where that is. And it is so, I was walking down. I just like, this is like, there was even a man singing and the outside on the street fair. It was like a street fair there, and people were nobody was wearing masks.
Don't post it.
That's what my husband said. He do not do that. I'm like, but my gosh, what are we?
No, don't post it. I mean, people will go crazy. People are asking for Kelly Dodd to get fired.
I know. That's another.
You hear that?
Oh my gosh, we could talk forever. I know we can. But I'm going to let you go. But I do have to say, I remember Beverly Lavender. She is sort of a medium astrologer. I'm not sure you know her much. I will have her on one of my episodes. I've been doing a little bit of work with her, and she gave me some very good advice because I really got down on this. I mean, I was really wanting to prove a point to try to fix Huntington Beach with all these people. And she just said, it's not your purse. It's not your burden, basically, right? It's not your purse. You don't pick that purse up. It's not yours.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's not my burden. I'm not going to be able to fix it. So I've just got to live with it. So, I wait until everything else. I'll let Kelly get in trouble. And but I know where that is.
That's so bad. Where is it?
It's over in Newport.
Oh gosh, is it really?
Yeah.
So bad.
Like just like Vegas, even though people think it's a big area. It's not a big area. It's a pretty small.
Yeah.
and people hang in the same location. So
yeah,
but I do say Gina was trying to save a restaurant, but in a good way. Go Gina.
What'd she do?
For Five Vines, it's a little winery kind of eatery, wine tasting place, and they were going down because those places are going to hit hard. So she went out with her, I'd like to say fiance, but I can't say that, but boyfriend, and she helped hand out. She put it on her Instagram. Let's help them. Let's keep them in business. Everybody order takeout tonight, and she was handing out bags at the corner. And
you gotta love Gina. You gotta love Gina.
I love her. She's just changed so much. And I'm sad that she had to get a divorce. But I think that sort of opened some doors for her, right?
It did. It really did. Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I know we're over 5 minutes over, and I want to keep you on schedule. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. This was fun. I'll keep in touch and keep looking at your DMs. I'm gonna send you a proposal one day. Okay.
Stay on
together.
Okay, stay on. I'm going to end this broadcast. Everybody, we'll see you. Why don't we say goodbye? Let's do it like you. Okay, you say it. You say
no. You say it.
You say it. No, you say it. Okay, on 3. 1,